Okay, now prove that 1 by root 2 is irrational. Okay, how to prove this one? Let us suppose that what 1 by root 2 is irrational. Instead of irrational, rational. We should take like this. Contradiction to that one. So it is English sentence. So implies 1 by root 2 is equal to rational means p by q, where p comma q belongs to z. Z means integers, and one more thing is this denominator q is not equal to 0. Or instead of this one we can take like this also, where p comma q are co-primes. What is the meaning of co-primes? Means suppose you take two numbers. Suppose I am taking 2 comma 5. You find the GCD of these two numbers. HCF, highest common factor. How? 5. You divide these two with 2. 2 2s are 4. 1. Again divide. Again these two here. 1 2s are 2. What is this? This is our GCD. HCF. Means these two numbers is having the common factor 1 only. These two numbers common factor is 1. Here p comma q belongs to z means suppose I am taking 5 by 10. This is in the form of p by q. But here cancellation possibility will be there. What you will do? 5 1s are 5 2s are. So what is left now? 1 by 2. Now you check these two numbers, they will become co-primes. Why? Because 1 and 2 will have common factor 1 only. Suppose I am taking one more example, 8 by 14. Now cancellation possibility is there. 2 4s are 8, 2 7s are 14. Now 4 and 7. 4 can be written as 4. The factors of 4, 1 4s are 4, 2 2s are 4. The factors of 7, 1 7s are 7. So what is the common factor you see here? 1. So here p comma q belongs to z means what? Z may be this type of numbers, this type of numbers. But here in mathematics, after cancellation possibility, cancellation is over. Then whatever numbers are left here, 4 by 7, here 1 by 2, that will become co-primes. Instead of writing this sentence, you can write this sentence also. Okay. Now implies means their co-primes means they will have only one common factor, that is 1. Implies. Now fraction is equal to fraction, cross multiplication. Implies root 2 into p, root 2p is equal to q, 1s are q. Implies p, this here root 2 is equal to q, this p will come down with into symbol. Now you see, assume this as first. It is in the form of p by q, q by p means this is what? Rational number. So q by p is rational. Q by p value is equal to how much? Root 2. Therefore root 2 is also rational. But we know what you know, root 2 is irrational. We know the fact is nothing but root 2 is irrational. But answer you got how much here? Root 2 is rational. Why you got this answer rational? Let us suppose that you have taken this sentence here, 1 by root 2 is rational, you have taken, that's why you got rational. Root 2 is rational you got. So, but actually the root 2 value is now nothing but what? Irrational. So you got a wrong answer. Actually what root 2 is irrational we should get. But what we got? Root 2 is rational you got. Means this is wrong. Why this is wrong? Why this is wrong means our assumption. Whatever you are taken, let us suppose. Therefore, suppose that what you suppose 1 by root 2 is rational is false. This is false means therefore 1 by root 2 is rational is false means irrational is true. So what we have to prove? Prove that 1 by root 2 is irrational. Therefore 1 by root 2 is irrational is true. Example number 9, show that 3 root 2 is irrational. We have to take the contradiction of that one. Solution. Let us suppose that what is supposition? Contradiction. Here irrational means we should take rational. Let us suppose that 3 root 2 is rational. English sentence is means is equal to. So when is equal to is there, implies 3 root 2 is equal to rational means P by Q. Where P comma Q are co-primes. Instead of belongs to Z, Q is not equal to 0, directly I am taking co-primes. Means these are having only one common factor, that is 1. Okay, next implies. Now root 2 is equal to P by Q already. With into symbol this 3 will come down. That much. This is first equation. Now you see it is in the form of again P by Q. Therefore P by 3Q is rational. This is rational means these two are equal, means this value is equal to this value. This is rational means therefore root 2 is also rational. But we know the fact that root 2 is irrational. What is the fact thing? Root 2 is irrational, but what you got? Rational. Why you got this one? What you have supposed 3 root 2 is rational, by taking this you got all these steps. Means this is wrong. Therefore our suppose that what is our supposition? What is our assumption? 3 root 2 is rational is false. This is false. This is false means therefore 3 root 2 is rational is false means irrational is true. What we have to prove? 3 root 2 is irrational. What? 3 root 2 is irrational. This much. Example number 8, show that 5 minus root 3 is irrational. For this one, contradiction you should take. Solution. Let us suppose that 5 minus root 3 is instead of irrational, rational. By taking the opposite of this one, we are solving. What answer you will get? We will think. English sentence is means is equal to implies 5 minus root 3 is means is equal to rational means the numbers which are in the form of P by Q, comma P comma Q, where P comma Q what are co-primes. Instead of belongs to that, Q is not equal to 0, directly I am taking co-primes. So implies, now you see one thing. We know root 3 is irrational, but the symbol of this one is minus. This is rational number. This is rational number. Irrational number with minus symbol. Minus symbol should not be here. To avoid that confusion, what I am doing implies rational phi. Friend of this one rational is p by q. This plus p by q I am taking to this side. From RHS to right hand side to left hand side. Plus p by q minus p by q is equal to minus root 3 I am taking to that side. Plus root 3. No need of writing plus. For your understanding I am writing. Now this is fraction by 1. Same denominator we should convert here. Q means phi by 1 into q minus p by q is equal to root 3. Implies phi into q, phi q by q minus p by q is equal to root 3. Implies same denominator q, phi q minus p is equal to root 3. Implies this I am writing this side. Root 3 is equal to phi q minus p by q. First equation. Again it is in the form of p by q. Therefore, phi q minus p by q is rational. This is rational means therefore root 3 is also rational. But we know root 3 is irrational. Root 3 is irrational, but you got rational. Why you got rational? Our supposition that 5 minus root 3 is rational. That's why we got this answer. Therefore, our supposition, our assumption, directly I am writing our suppose that. What is our supposition? 5 minus root 3 is rational is false. This is false means therefore 5 minus root 3 is rational is false. Irrational is true. Simple that. Okay. Here one thing is minus number irrational is there, that I am sending to this side. This rational I am bringing to rational side. After simplification, this from right hand side I am writing left hand side. This from left hand side I am writing right hand side. That's same steps.